personal. She's just not a great orator. She's not necessarily inspiring. She comes off to me as very just kind of elitist and smug and in her own bubble. And like, now it's time to address the masses and,
It very much sounded like the speech was written for her. You know what I mean? It didn't have any authenticity to it. Where like, I'm sure all of Barack Obama's speeches, I'm sure all of them were written for him, but they sounded like they were his ideas.
Yes.
Whereas like Kamala sounded like it could have been like, you could have, I don't know. We made fun of Cory Booker a lot during the presidential race for speaking only in platitudes.
Yeah.
And that was like her whole speech.
But honestly, Cory Booker is at least a little bit more likable. He comes off as a somewhat real person, whereas Kamala is just like
he makes good points on occasion.
Yeah, he does. Like I remember he brought up in the primary, one of his spats with Joe Biden was over the fact that Biden said that weed was a gateway drug and that was against the legalization of it. Cory Booker called him out for that, and actually I thought it was funny. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but at the DNC a few nights ago, when they were cutting to Cory Booker for him to talk, he had a copy of The New Jim Crow quite visibly in his background. So I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it kind of seemed like a shot at Joe, who's who's promising to continue the new Jim Crow by not legalizing cannabis, by keeping our prisons filled with nonviolent drug offenders. The system he architected, it's no surprise he's not going to tear it down. But I did think that was a little bit amusing to see Cory Booker with a copy of The New Jim Crow in the background. And like you said, he's similarly a platitude machine, but he's still more likable and more he sells it better than Harris or Biden. Frankly, they're both so bad at this, and they're both so obviously just giving away the game that they're not going to do anything, that they're basically just going to keep stalling for 4 more years and doing as little as possible while appeasing their the system that's already in place, the for-profit health insurance, our foreign policy of occupation and imperialism. They're not going to actually do anything. They just want to not be Trump. And unfortunately, that's the new standard is, not being Trump. Joe Biden tweeted out the other day, you won't have to worry about my tweets. And you're right. I mean, that's essentially one of the biggest
concessions
for most people. That's going to be the biggest difference in their lives, is that they won't have to worry about the rude, mean president tweeting rude, mean things in all caps. And sure, it's embarrassing. I mean, as an American citizen, it is fucking embarrassing that is our leader and the face of our nation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody who's traveled internationally since 2016 can speak to the fact that everybody's like, why do you like this man in your country?
It's like, it's almost hard to remember a time when America wasn't just purely associated with Donald Trump. Like, that time existed not that long ago, before the time when people just associated America inextricably with
about 5 years ago. Yeah.
Now that is not the case.